Okay, your assignment is now to do story B. Now that you've tried story A on your own, gone over the answers, learned from your mistakes, here we go with another try. So it says for story B, if we change hoy, today, to ayer, yesterday, we need to change all of the present tense verbs to either the preterite or the imperfect to tell Carlos's story. Same directions as part A, and those directions were... Oh, I don't have them right here. Ugh, how embarrassing. They were to translate the story on the first line and then to say if you're going to put your verb into the preterite or the imperfect, why, and then conjugate it. So, I change hoy to ayer, and es el 3 de junio, es el día de cumpleaños de mi prima Carolina. It's June 3rd, and it's my cousin Catalina's birthday. So if I'm putting this in the past, yesterday was June 3rd, and it was my cousin Catalina's birthday. Now, I'm going to start you off with this one because these first two answers can be tricky at times, and don't overthink it or get too stressed about it, but here's what they are. Fue, preterite, date, specific time frame. It just is what it is. Wow, I even changed up the order that these went in again. That's sort of weird. I might this time say preterite, date, fue, and I might say imperfect, description, ID, ongoing, era, for the imperfect of ser. So anyway, don't stress about that. I've given you the answers. Just soak it in like a sponge and maybe it'll begin to make sense soon. Alright, so anyway, now let's get into the story. Let me tell you about this story. We're just saying what happened on June 3rd, and there won't be any used tos in this story, so that won't work. So what you can do is try the was, were, ing versus happened, and that might help you decide sometimes between the preterite and the imperfect. Let's do number 2. So, in or at her house, there were many or a lot of guests, including a very pretty girl that was called, llamarse is to call oneself, was named Teresa. So, there were a lot of people. You might remembering me say from the previous story what tense that will always go in. So there were a lot of people there, and she was called Teresa. Ask yourself, are these things just in that moment, or are we setting the scene? And you can continue. I'm sure you will do fine. Go for story B. You've got this.